Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and Brian and I are doing the discussion over The Witcher: Path of Destiny, designed by the one, the only, Lucas Wozniak, which I probably butchered that last name.
I think it's just Wozniak.
For some reason don't think it's Wozniak.
That's what he says.
No. He's saying it for the American people. He's like, you guys wouldn't get it otherwise. But yeah, this is his other Witcher game, because he designed the other bigger
Old World.
What?
Witcher Old
Yeah.
World. Yeah.
Which is set years before the events of the one that the video games follow, which I thought was a relatively good game, probably his better design out of every game of his I've played.
Now he says this is the best Witcher game created, so
he must hate his other one,
yes.
which is weird. This is, at some point we gotta band together and just not let people get away with it. He can't keep getting away with it. This game is so painfully mediocre that it's almost, I think it's a troll. It's a troll game. It has to be. This one is it's almost like, you know what it is? AI. This is ChatGPT designed this game. There is no way a human being put effort into making it. Now, I'm being exaggeratory because, to be fair, I don't like any of his designs. This is not a designer for any of his games. I just do not enjoy.
I still enjoy. It's not my favorite game in the world, but my favorite game by him still is Valhalla.
When was the last time you touched that game?
A couple of years ago.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's still my favorite game.
His better one is the other Witcher game, and even that game is a bloated mess. This one is just, it's set collection. It's symbol matching the game with the most pasted on theme that I have seen. It does nothing with the source material except, there's Geralt, Dandelion, and the cards have art from them that honestly could have just been purely ripped from the video game and with a watercolor filter on. And the reason why I'm saying this feels like AI designed it is because the writing is serviceable, but it feels like the Rings of Power to the Lord of the Rings, where it's like there's no heart or soul behind it.
Well, and I think, and this may be giving them more credit, but they're trying to fit the story onto these little bit of cards too, so they're probably trying to cut a bunch, because the books, have you ever read any of the books?
I read the first one.
They're very in-depth and stuff. So I'm not concerned about the writing as much, just because they're trying to fit it on those cards to do that whole book gimmick.
Yeah, and it's thing. It's like the whole game is you are literally playing two cards in front of you.
Draft 2, play 2.
Yeah, draft 2, play 2 to put in front to get symbols to either have the most of one side, and depending on which one has the most is where the story goes, and whichever side has the most, you get victory points for that, and then the other side you don't have the most of, you get XP, which unlocks whatever abilities that they're like. Whenever you were doing one of them, I was like, that's so cool. Like, these abilities are so lame, and it's like,
What was your final one? Because mine says, during playing cards phase, you can play an additional card to your timeline, then draw a card from the main deck. So, I mean, I may have 3 cards, I guess, if you were trying to do something.
Mine was lose 1 active symbol of the type I have more of to gain 3 active symbols of your 3 active symbols you currently have fewer of. So I turn in a sword to get 3 magic.
Right.
But that's literally it. Every single chapter, you're competing between 2 symbols, and then everyone gets points for that. You might get more than them, and then you get XP, which unlocks a one-time ability, and then potentially victory points at the end. Rinse, repeat that for 3 chapters.
It was a really fast game.
It is a really fast game. I will give them
because
that.
it's not much. That I said this earlier. I mean, that's the timeline. We played another game before this.
Yeah.
That was a game that we didn't really have. It was very minor setup, very easy, light setup, but we actually got a lot of gameplay out of it.
Yeah.
And stuff. This is the exact opposite.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff out here, but the gameplay was way smaller than it was supposed to be. It's bloated. It's an over stuff of. It's just a simple.
Yeah.
Like this didn't even need to really. It could just been a deck of cards and stuff to just toss stuff out and play a simple game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like in terms of presentation, it's nice. Components are nice. The boards are nice. Like, I mean, I'm not going to knock them on any of that, but yeah, you have a bigger than necessary box for a game that is way too short and offers. There's zero depth to this. The abilities on the cards are so whatever. Oh, have 1 blue banner in your timeline. Get 3 XP. Woo!
Well, and I think the theme of it is weird because it's like
he had the IP
indirectly, right? But indirectly, what it is because if this would have been a more difficult cooperative game where we're working together, this is a lot tougher of a situation up here. None of that crap. Where there's more interaction.
Yeah,
that would be something. But having this as a competitive game, for one, and it's kind of like you're seeing who the best storyteller is. That's really what it is. And that's odd to me. Like I'm the idiot that bought this game.
Yeah, thank God I didn't put money into it.
And I backed it because it's Witcher, and I go on board, made it, and I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. It was a card game. It wasn't super expensive. I was like, I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. I went into it without looking. I assumed it was gonna be a co-op game.
Yeah.
And then when I started seeing stuff after I got it, I'm like, oh, it's competitive, and it just didn't. That just didn't hit with me. And then you're telling the best story, and it's like it's weird. It's like you're sitting around a campfire telling stories.
Right.
Oh, nope, Dandelion said that better. He's the winner.
Yeah, this feels like he was commissioned by CD Projekt Red, and he had to scramble to come up with another game. Because The Witcher: The Old World is competitive as well, which I also thought was kind of weird. But you're from different schools.
Yeah.
Witchers in the lore.
Conflict in the lore. Yeah.
They do because it's like, oh, we gotta make money. So it kind of made sense, and every now and then they'd fight each other. So it made somewhat like that game was more solid, especially with its card play. This game could have relatively worked. You nix the stupid fucking narrative part. That is like King's Dilemma, whatever. The symbol went that way. And then, I just happen to have the most of that symbol, so I get a slight benefit into the next chapter that is, again, mediocre.
No.
But, like, if the card abilities were really cool, where it mattered almost like a far away, kind of like timeline.
That's what I was going to compare it to. Like if these compounded that way.
Because from each chapter you get to keep some, but the only cards that matter are the ones you play that turn, except for symbols.
I think it would be cool, personally. I mean, it would change the whole way that worked, but it would almost be cool if you were leaving them face down. Like the whole time, and then you revealed your story. And,
like you play all 6
and fire off like this fires out, and that way you don't know who's ahead on this until the end. I mean, that would be
because the other problem
right now I'm seeing, and you were running away with one, so I'm just going to try to do another.
And that's kind of the problem is the way that the game works is if one person is really ahead on one side. Now, to be fair, it's not how many of a symbol you have; it's just your majority.
Yeah.
So if you're playing multiple people, it's like I have more swords. That's 1 towards swords. You have more magic. The other person has more magic, and then 2 more people. It plays at 5. I don't know if it goes up. I think it goes up to 4. It might be 5, but it's majority of the symbols is what leans the story. I mean, I will say at least you're not completely hosed. You still get XP.
You do.
You get something if you don't win out on the side, but you win by victory points. So the XP it's not necessarily a catch-up mechanism, except for the end of the game where you might get some victory points depending on how far you go. But I find the abilities extremely lame. The whole portion of the timeline element gets scrapped. All tokens you gain get scrapped, and then you don't even have the excitement of like, you know, a means to an end where it's like, okay, the gameplay is kind of whatever, but the writing is really good. Mm-hmm. It's a quick blurb of whatever, depending on which book you picked. Like, we just played the Striga one, and it's like, yeah, there are choices, I guess. You can replay it, and but in and that's my problem with narrative-driven. I guess narrative-driven is very loose, but competitive games. Did you ever play My Father's Work?
I owned it, but I never played it.
So that game had kind of a similar thing. You picked a scenario, and then there were a bunch of different decisions that could be made to alter the way the story went. The problem was if you wanted a different outcome of that game, you had to either play suboptimally to make different decisions so the narrative went a different way. Mm-hmm. So when it's competitive, it's like, well, do I want the story to go a certain way, or do I want to win? And some people might be like, well, winning's not everything. It's like, I understand that, but to appreciate and respect the game, you should be competitive.
Well, and that's what, because Lucas puts a lot of videos out on this, and the one deal he was talking about replayability.
Yeah.
And he said he played, I don't know which one of these books, like over 100 times and still is fresh. And I'm like, now that I've played it, I was like, there's only so many branches you can do. It's like, I don't know how you would, like, even if we went the left and even totally opposite, it's like just a handful of plays and you're going to know everything.
And they are literally, it's like, no, it's not fresh. It's, the writing's on the wall. It's, oh, do you, in this case, do you kill the Striga or do you cure it? Right. Oh, man. Do you, investigate, like, the bookshelf or interrogate one of the guys? No, like, that he is a fantastic salesman. That guy, it seems to be like, just, what could what's the saying? Could sell you the shirt off your own back.
Eskimos ice cubes.
Huh?
You can sell iced Eskimos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because somehow he's getting games published, and his next game is Tekken.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, I follow a YouTuber who is big on like the fighting game scene, and the whole Tekken community is like awful because apparently the Tekken 8 patches are terrible. I don't even play Tekken. Out of all the fighting games, Tekken is the one I played the least of. This one blows my mind.
Well, and there's a lot of stuff came with this. So there's the stretch goals box has, I think, 3 or 4 more stories in it. Some more gameplay there. It has more characters. Mm-hmm. Most characters you'll recognize.
I would imagine it is mainstay characters.
It is. But then there's the legendary creatures box, and I haven't really looked at it to see how that's used because they're big monster miniatures.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're just to sit by the book, or I don't know. I haven't.
Do we fight the Striga? No.
Well, and then there is the I think the one that's the most intriguing to me, which is the one I'll probably do next, will be the Wild Hunt box, because it has its own little playmat and its own little stuff. And I'm curious if that turns it. I'm almost wondering if that turns it co-op.
It turns into a campaign.
Well, no, I'm just wondering, like, because the Wild Hunt everybody's fighting against.
Yeah.
So I'm almost wondering if that change. I don't know, but it has its own. They have their own boards. They have all this stuff. So I'm going to try that one out just to see what the Wild Hunt does.
So the only thing
there was one other little expansion. It was like a ghost ship. Like a ship. Remember the ship that the Wild Hunt used? Like whatever that was called, started with an N. But that will let it go. That lets the Wild Hunt enter other scenarios somehow.
So
we'll see.
The old world, the base game of that one made the monsters pretty much exactly identical.
Yeah.
But there was an expansion to that one that gave them like a large sheet, like you were just talking about, that made fighting them actually like have their own AI deck, and made the combat of fighting the because that's one of the big things about The Witcher is, hey, I'm going to go fight a Leshen. Right. That's a whole big deal, and it fights differently than a Striga. That would be the only thing that would make that fresh if it integrates any type of combat into this game. To be fair, we only have played the base game.
Yes.
But, and I knew going in, I will be completely honest, I didn't even really try to give this a pass. I knew that I have played enough of his games that to know that I stay far away from it. That any design that it has his name on it or the Go On Board Publishing, I'm like, nope. I'll play them because I need games of the year to play.
Yeah.
But I will never give them money. I don't care what IP it is. In fact, if it's an IP I adore, which I love The Witcher, it's just going to make me mad. Like, if he's like, I'm making a Bloodborne game, I'd probably, like, sue. Be like, no. Actually, that's the one silver lining. Sony would never let them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it would make me so mad to watch his design touch any IP that I absolutely loved. More so than The Witcher. If he's like, I finally got the rights, Nintendo gave me the Legend of Zelda rights. No! No, you're gonna ruin it! Yeah.
It'd be a roll and move.
What systems would be? Competitive roll and move.
Like a Legend of Zelda Monopoly.
Oh god, no, that would actually probably be better than whatever he would make. Roll and move. What other systems would just be awful? Roll to resolve. Combat. It has combat. You roll to resolve. No mitigation.
Yeah, no mitigation. That would be that would be it. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. In terms of production quality, again, the art is nice, although it's unneeded.
I know it's unneeded, but I really like the watercolor type art.
Until you realize that colorful. It's like 6 different just cards, 6 different art on 100 cards.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about any of the abilities. You unlocked them and they were one-time use, and I get it now that they're one-time use because the game is over so quick.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the problem. If the game is over so quick and it's so bloated, it almost felt like it took longer to set up than it did to play. It didn't.
Well, that's what I was meaning by, compared it to One Hit Heroes.
I know.
It's exact opposite.
I know.
More setup, less gameplay. That one was less setup, more gameplay. So that was the
This game has the IP like dragging it along. That is it. And it's a shame because it doesn't do anything with it. And I mean, the Witcher video game, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, is one of the best video games ever made.
Yep. And
there's not a board game that even comes close. I mean, again, his other one, The Old World, is not bad. In my opinion, it's his best one, but he still has weird-ass designs around it. And even from that one, I've heard a lot of people are like, I don't touch any of the extra stuff. Mm-hmm. It's bloat.
Yeah.
It's the epitome of Kickstarter bloat, which we've slowly gotten away from for a lot of projects to a lot more concise gameplay. And even if it is more bloat, or even if it is more content, it's manageable content. Like we were just talking about, like a game like Chronicles of Druinagor, where it's just so much shit that's like, this is now chaotic and I don't really feel like setting it up. Versus other games where, like Aeon Trespass Odyssey, where it's like, yeah, I have 5 cycles of a bunch of stuff for it, but I focus on one cycle. Here's all the stuff for this cycle. Don't touch any of the other stuff. So there's a way you can handle additional content, and I see no world where I have any interest in touching any of this expansion stuff.
Yeah, and I'm going to try it solo just so I can give it its fair shake that way.
Maybe that's where it's at.
I'm just going to try it and see. I don't even know how it works, but I'm going to try it solo. I'm going to try to integrate the legendary creatures to see what it does, and then do the wild hunt and see what it does, just to see.
And I know that's how Valhalla was. Valhalla's base game was so blah, but then there was a bunch of mini modules you threw in. But I mean, at what point is it like, okay, so your game design is lacking until I throw in 15 things to make it good? Yeah. It's like, hey, this main course meal is kind of whatever, but throw in 10 different spices, and I find it's like, okay, it's not the same game anymore. Why didn't you just design the first game? I'm mad. But I knew, and it's like, I knew it. It was like, as soon as we were like, you were telling me about the game, I'm just like, yep, yeah, there's nothing I can do to alter my mind state to find any real positives here. But the worst part is I can't give it a low score. I mean, I'm not saying they're going out of 2, because it's like, you can play it. How much did this run? The all in?
The whole thing? Keep talking and I'll look.
Positives. Let's see. The minis are very nice. The playmat's nice. You can play as Dandelion.
It all fits in the core box. The playmat goes in there too.
But all the expansion stuff doesn't.
They say it will. There's a video that says it will.
Okay, well.
So I don't know what that means.
That's a positive. Let's see. I can't even recommend it as like if you like set collection, because it's
paid $160
for everything.
For everything, all the because the stretch goal box has a lot of shit in it too. Yeah. So that's why I got it, because I was like $160 for everything that came with it. I was like, it was worth the risk. I just nabbed it. Thought I'd seen, and
that's $160 pre-tariff money.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn around, this game is $400 all of a sudden to bring it into the States. It is, I don't know. And unfortunately, the only silver lining for me that could have made this work is if this section, the story, whatever, was so like, I'll do this whatever bullshit to kind of make different decisions, because this was so interesting. It's not. It's really, really not. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 8 different endings.
Interesting. I guess if you went the left instead of right on the one, maybe that would do something.
Really it's because each side tells you to go to a different page. So because you're going to a different page, there's a different set of 2 choices,
right?
Which then give you a different set to get to the third set of 2 choices, which then gets you to one of the 8 different endings. So that's neat. The ending cards all have art on them. That's cool. And oh god, there's one where she's topless. This is her back though. But one of the art cards in the Stricker one, you get to see their feet. So if you're into that,
there you go.
Then really this is a game for you. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to that one.
There was another, like, I wasn't a first day backer. If you're a first day backer, you got another hero board, and it was Geralt on his horse.
Oh, it was
it was him on Roach.
Oh, cool.
And it was a whole nother card with a whole nother ability, it was a whole nother character, but it was him on his horse.
Did you get a horse mini? Did you get a Roach
mini? I didn't
mini?
get it because I wasn't a day one backer. And
I meant with the day one backer. Did you get a Roach mini?
Well, it was all one. It was him riding Roach.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
But I wasn't a day one backer, and I didn't want to spend $10 on it because I didn't get. There's an acrylic tokens. Like I actually considered getting, because I almost posted looking for acrylic tokens.
Oh yeah.
Add on, but I was like, I don't need.
Now you're
tokens. Like, ugh. I mean, it's like because.
Yeah.
So I mean, it had more premium stuff.
I'm sure it did.
But I'm not.
I'm sure it did.
Just can you imagine this in the feudal Japan deal with the Ronin box that I didn't back because it would have been weird.
I mean, following the source material, that would be dumb as hell. Yeah. But in an alternate universe, I think it'd be a badass to see Geralt as a samurai.
Well, here's what was cool. Instead of it being a neoprene board in that one, it was that wood. Bamboo the slat stuff that rolls up.
Yeah, funny enough, I got a board game in called Shadow Tactics that it's card mat is that exact same thing.
That's what the board is for the Ronin.
Neat.
So
that's neat.
But anyway,
I
like Japanese crap. So
yes, you do. Yeah, yes, you do. Scale of 1 to 10. What are you giving The Witcher? 4.
4. Right. Well, I'm gonna do 4 now with the base game.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna explore the solo. I'm gonna explore all the wild hunt and the legendary creatures. See if that adds anything. I don't think it's ever gonna get up. I mean, it may get to a 6. Maybe if I like those. Well, if I like those and they add enough stuff to it. But with what this base box does for me, I'm at a 4 right now.
Yeah.
Just because
I think that's the highest I can go as well. I think 3 is a little too harsh. I'm sure Lucas, as a designer, is a very nice person.
Because there's some things we still didn't even understand. I mean, didn't even know. It didn't say in setup. So like, there's
missing things from the rule book that it doesn't explain.
Like that shit. I don't even know what the hell that stuff is.
That's probably all from just choices where it throws that in. But I would like to know what things do in a storybook that before just being bombarded with it. 3 is a little too low. 5 feels high. So 4 is kind of where I'm at. But boy, you would have to really come at me and be like, Seth, I promise, like the legendary monsters and Wild Hunt, the Wild Hut. that's a
Wild Wonga.
That's a after hours game about The Witcher. I'd be like, it's not even the same game. But yeah, that's it. That's our thoughts on The Witcher: Path of Destiny. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.